Every year, there's always that one freshman that separates himself from the rest of his class with a strong performance that eventually earns him the Rookie of the Year award. But what exactly is the significance of this award? And is a Rookie of the Year automatically destined for greatness?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the quick brown fox, Ricardo Brown.
The PBA Rookie of the Year award is given annually to the best performing newbie of the entire season. The existing criteria uses accumulated statistical points and votes from the media, players, and the commissioner's office. Since 1976, there have been 44 players hailed as the top rookies in their batch, from Gil Cortez in the second season to Aaron Black in the 2020 bubble.
It seems like exclusively San Miguel going to June.
In the PBA draft era, the first Rookie of the Year was Leo Austria, who we now know as San Miguel's head coach. It's safe to say that Austria's coaching career was more stellar than his playing days, but his 9-year PBA stint can still be considered pretty productive. Drafted by Shell in the 4th round of the 1985 draft, Austria managed to win the Rookie of the Year award despite averaging just 3.9 points per game. His lone championship ring as a player also came with the Shell franchise in 1990.
24-point lead.
Out of the 44 Rookie of the Year winners, 12 were first overall picks. The first #1 draft pick to win Rookie of the Year was Alan Caidic in 1987. Caidic, who had a storied amateur career with UE and Northern Cement, became the first rookie to lead the league in scoring after putting up 16.6 points in 56 games.
Caidic will score.
Was already a great marksman and he was known around Asia. Markado na yun si Alan Caidic, just like the great Korean players. And then when he got to the PBA, he started great taste. He was already quite a shooter in a team that was already so talented that had Atoico, Abi King, and all those other great players of that era.
The Triggerman is also just one of 2 top picks to win a Rookie of the Year award and make the Hall of Fame after retiring. The second is the Tower of Power, Benjie Paras. The 6'4" center is still the only player in league history to win both the top rookie award and the MVP trophy in the same season. Paras still owns the highest scoring and rebounding averages for any rookie ever.
Benjie was fantastic. He was phenomenal in 1989 when he was a rookie. Napakagaling talagang bata. Since he was the most powerful player already in the amateur ranks, he was able to translate this power into efficiency when he joined Shell in 1989. On his rookie year, he averaged close to 26 points and 13 rebounds a game. So that was an impressive statistical number.
4 of those 12 top picks who won Rookie of the Year are also in the greatest players list. Paras and Caidic are joined by Danny Ildefonso and Kelly Williams.
Down to 3 at 80-77. It's wide open. The open si Danny Ildefonso.
Ildefonso was drafted by Shell in 1998 and was promptly traded to San Miguel, where he played a whopping 74 games in his rookie year. The Demolition Man led all freshmen in scoring with 11.7 points and added 5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and 1.0 blocks. Williams, meanwhile, was selected first overall by Santa Lucia in 2006 and immediately logged massive minutes. Machine Gun Kelly played almost 40 minutes per game and tallied 17.3 points, 9.6 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 1.2 steals in a tremendous year-long effort. But not all #1 selections end up winning Rookie of the Year. In fact, 23 of the 44 winners were not top picks. The last non-top pick to win the award was Roger Pugoy, who was selected by TNT Katropa in the Special Gilas draft. Back in the day, players could bypass the draft if a new PBA franchise was intent on signing them. Jojo Lastimosa was the first of 3 direct hires in PBA history to win the award after a terrific freshman season with Pure Foods. The 10-time All-Star managed to beat teammate Alvin Patrimonio for the award after averaging 17.1 points on 51.1% shooting in 59 games during his rookie year.
He became a more prolific scorer when he joined the pros because he was able to improve his perimeter shooting. And that was a time when Jojo didn't score much on the beyond the arc. He was a perimeter scorer, scoring from 16, 17, 18 feet. And he was very prolific. But at the same time, because he also was an offensive player inside, he was a threat.
Following in Lastimosa's footsteps was Danny Seigle, who was signed by San Miguel in 1999. The 6'6" forward benefited from that brief window that allowed Phil foreigners to be directly signed. Seigle kickstarted a brilliant season with 2 titles and 2 finals MVPs, along with a rookie award to top it all. The 8-time champion would later set a PBA record for most finals MVPs ever, with 4, although he's tied with 2 other PBA stars in that category. Davonn Harp is the 3rd direct hire to win Rookie of the Year, but unlike his 2 counterparts, his PBA career was a story of misfortune. The 6'7" big man out of Kutztown University of Pennsylvania was signed by Batang Red Bull in 2000 and immediately proved to be a difference maker. In the following seasons, Harp started in the middle for Red Bull as he collected 2 titles, a Finals MVP, a Best Player of the Conference award, a Defensive Player of the Year citation, and selections in the first and second mythical teams. Harp looked like he was on his way to greatness until he later found himself embroiled in the so-called Phil Sham controversy. In the early 2000s, the PBA, with the help of the Bureau of Immigration and Deportation, cracked down on players who allegedly had dubious Filipino citizenships. Harp later acquitted himself in 2009 after the Department of Justice legitimized his Filipino citizenship, but the big man never returned to play in the PBA again.